Hey, what's going on, guys? Me, the boss here with another video for you guys for today. And today, guys, we have another collaboration video with you guys. Or for you guys, I should say. Today, guys, I'm teaming up with Toxisoris. If you guys haven't seen the interview I did with them, you should go check that out. I did that a little bit ago. But basically, today, guys, we're going to be teaming up and talking about some games that we really don't like so much. Not specifically old games, but more so games that we found disappointing, or just games that we don't like in general. So guys, let us head to the lower level and discuss two of my games that I really don't like too much, and then we'll move into the games Toxisoris chose that they don't like. Also, guys, before we get into the bad games that I have listed for the video, I also figured I'd do an outdoor shot for this, for editing purposes, you know. Change the scenery. Beautiful day out. I wanted to say, guys, if you want to go follow me on Instagram, you guys can check out my Instagram name in the description down below. Just search it up on Instagram, you'll find it. If you want to follow what I do outside of YouTube, and just follow all the interesting stuff that I post there. So, again, those are social media if you want to follow me on there. But let's get into the games. So, guys, I'm going to kind of keep my list simple for games that I don't like, since I've talked about it multiple times on the channel, and I think that the answers that will be provided later on by Toxisoris will be a lot more interesting, but I'll still go over two games that I in particular don't like. As you guys know from the last review video I did, Spider-Man 3 on the Wii, pretty self-explanatory game. I don't like it. See, I didn't even bother to try and catch it there. The game itself isn't really much to write home about. Spider-Man 3 was, again, the weakest in the Tobey Maguire trilogy, and the Wii version of this kind of simplifies that in a way that makes it easier to understand that this game's trash. Story's all over the place. Graphics are definitely not as what they should be. Controls don't make you feel... I know this is a generic thing, you know, like, you can say that with the Arkham games, like, that make you feel like Batman. But come on, in a game like this, you're supposed to have at least the experience of being Spider-Man. And combined with the terrible story, the graphics, the controls aren't that great, and frankly, there's just too many villains and too many side plots to really have a good idea, a foundation of what's going on. The game's generic to me at best. And the second game that I have for this list, guys, is a game that I've covered before in a review, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7 Trials to Glory. Now, this game isn't one that is like Spider-Man 3 quality terrible, especially by other game standards, but this is probably one of the weakest Yu-Gi-Oh! Games that I've ever played, and probably one of the more disappointing ones that I have played, as I expressed in the video. I just don't like the game that much. There's really little to no story that has any relevance to the game. You have, the whole thing is basically a World Championship style game where you go around and battle duelists all over Domino City, which again, there isn't really much substance there when it comes to dueling. The deck system's too complicated. Buying cards is a pain. Organizing a deck that doesn't go against that year's regional rules, because you get blocked by Mokuba every time I've tried to duel in that game. I've had to go back and readjust my deck so many times. It's just a pain to do. It's not really that fun, and quite frankly, again, it's one of the weaker Yu-Gi-Oh! Games that I've played. And those were two of my least favorite games, guys. Again, nothing really too surprising to some of you, because I have covered these games before, but frankly, these are two really bad games that I really don't like. But let us turn over to Toxisoris, who each of them have two of their own games that they found really disappointing. So let's just jump right into what they had to say.
Hey guys, Toxisoris here.
Hi.
Thank you to Boss for having us on, me on a second time. Seems that we're wanted here for our least favorite games, and boy, was that a tough question to answer. I racked my brain for that one.
Yeah, it was actually really hard to come up with games that I didn't actually like from any kind of perspective. I typically love to do, like, when I play a video game, it's usually like it sticks with me in some kind of way, and any game that I've disliked, I can't really remember very well because I didn't like it enough for it to stick with me.
Yeah, see, and I think my problem was, as a child, I probably played games I don't like, but I was so young. But now, I don't buy games if I don't think I'm going to like them. So this was a really tough question, but we each got two answers for you, and I guess I'll start this one off. Unpopular, but I don't like Sims. I don't like Sims. I don't know, it always bugged me, like the micromanaging, like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Then go to the bathroom. You don't need to tell me about it. And I didn't like building the houses. It wasn't fun because I just sort of click and drop stuff into places, and never really liked Sims. I like SimCity, but,
I personally really like the micromanaging games.
Yeah, I don't know. I can see it, but I couldn't get behind Sims. I tried. And I'll pass it over to you.
Yeah, I was thinking about it for a while, and there was a trilogy of games that I really loved as a kid and still love to this day, and it was the Prince of Persia, the original 3, Sands of Time, Warrior Within, and the Two Thrones. Excluding the Two Thrones, because I didn't really like that one too much. But then they came out with a remake of the Prince of Persia games called The Forgotten Sands on the 360. And I thought it was going to be really good, but when I picked it up, the controls were janky, the story was, I think, like, it felt half-baked at most. Like, it felt like they were just taking things from different, like, the movies and the games and just kind of throwing it together real quick. The powers were pretty neat. Like, you had some powers where you'd, like, freeze water and stuff, and that was pretty cool. But overall, it just didn't feel like a Prince of Persia game to me. It felt very forced to jump on this bandwagon that was happening at the time. And
that one came out after the movie, right?
I believe so. It was a good try for them to get back into the Prince of Persia games, and they've done another remake other than that one. I don't remember whether it came out before or after it. But that one was decent, but it wasn't what I was expecting when I came into the Prince of Persia, because I was expecting the same thing as the previous 3
puzzles,
and it just wasn't. It was really disappointing to me, and I'm actually really glad I never ended up buying it, because I played it at a friend's house.
Yeah, unfortunately I bought all the Prince of Persias, and there were 2 of them I didn't beat, and so I didn't beat that one either.
Yeah, it just the story was half baked. The character models were weird. Like I honestly think that
Simba?
he looks like a Simba, like a human Simba from The Lion King. You know, I don't know. It just wasn't what I wanted it to be.
And I'm gonna be unpopular again because I already complained about Mario Party in your interview that you had with me. So next one I've got for you, Destiny. I had everybody hyped up Destiny. I was really excited for it. I even went out and I bought the Destiny PS4, the original one, and I was happy with it because playing online with friends was cool. But I didn't like that they didn't give you any story. It was like, oh, you want to know something about this character? Better look up the Grimoire cards, or just go online, find whatever, because we're not giving you a story. And then it made me mad. Like, Taken King was fun. I had fun with that. Like, that was kind of interesting. But it was annoying that they had to do that to accomplish that. And then I was also mad with my PS4 at that point because they released a Destiny Taken King PS4 that had designs on it. It was way cooler than mine. And so, I don't know. I didn't feel like that was necessary for a DLC. Like, maybe Destiny 2 could have had that PS4, but I don't know. I just felt kind of betrayed by Destiny, and so I haven't even picked up the second one because I was really bummed about it.
Which isn't too bad, honestly. I'm personally not a big fan of online multiplayer games. I don't do the whole competitive scene, and I think that stems from me liking to read. So I prefer story over competitiveness. Which brings me into my next one, which is The Walking Dead Survival Instinct on the 360. I had high hopes for it because it was a Walking Dead game, and at the time, Walking Dead was huge, and I was really into it because I've always loved zombies. But it even had my favorite character from The Walking Dead, Daryl, as the main character that you played as. Jumping into the game, though, the mechanics were kind of interesting, as where you had to stealth around some sections, but it wasn't really necessary. Like, there were parts of the game where you could literally just book it away from the enemies rather than using the stealth mechanics that the game just tried to force onto you. Overall, the characters' commentary was lacking severely. It didn't really build upon the world that we knew already from The Walking Dead. And the character models for the day and age it came out with, I don't normally complain about graphics because as long as the game is good in and of itself, the graphics don't really matter to me. But the character models especially when you're doing it of an actual person, like Norman Reedus, they just looked really dated for what the 360 could have accomplished. And overall, the story was again, it just a lot of my biggest gripes with games are story-wise. It didn't fit very well together. It seemed rushed almost, like they were just trying to get content out as a prequel for The Walking Dead itself. It rehashed a ton of maps when you'd go between there were like these side missions where you'd like gather things and pick up equipment and stuff, but they would reuse the same levels over and over again, and to me that's just lazy game design. It's a real world situation, you know, you could take all kinds of different like areas that you could be kind of going through, like maybe a shopping mall or freaking hospital, but it just used the same ones over and over again, and that was a huge disappointment to me because I expected it to be really awesome.
Yeah, see, we had it, but I didn't actually play. Like, I played at the beginning, and I was like, this looks cool, but I didn't get far enough to notice anything like that. So I didn't really, I never beat it, so I didn't really notice.
Yeah, at the beginning, it's fun and you're kind of into it, but I feel like with bad games, when they start out strong and they just kind of either plateau or go downhill from there, it just makes the game feel a lot worse than it really is. But for me, like the beginning of The Walking Dead, it was pretty interesting and I liked it a lot. But as it went on, the plot holes and the bad commentary and voice acting, they just kind of all snowballed from there, and the game just got worse to me over time. I didn't even actually end up beating it. I just didn't want to play it anymore.
Maybe we'll do it on the channel.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, those were our least favorite games. It took some work to come up with them, so thank you to the boss for having us on.
Hey.
Make sure you like and subscribe on his video. He's a great guy, and we hope we catch you guys in the next one on our channel.
Hey.
And that is going to do it for today's video, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy today's collab. Big thanks to Toxisoris for being on the channel. Really awesome doing another video with you guys. Hopefully we can do something else in the future, which would be really awesome. And I really enjoyed hearing about your guys' explanations for why you don't like certain games. And I know that it's not something you typically think about, like you said in your video, or in the this part of the video, but at least it made you think a little bit. I like that. It's the creativity of it all. Once again, guys, big thanks to Toxisoris. Check out their YouTube channel, link in the description down below. Go and check out their videos, show them some support, subscribe to the channel if you are interested in what they produce. And once again, guys, hopefully you did enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy it, give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new with that bell notification on to catch my future videos and live streams if you do so wish. And comment down below what you guys thought of this collaboration, and if you have any video suggestions of your own that we should do. Either way, guys, once again, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, boss.